Good morning, everybody. Hope everybody had a good weekend and hope everybody's looking forward to a productive week this week. Um, Please, if you remember, we are realtors, so let's be careful about talking about any other companies or just remember our ethics. And also, this is collaborative, so please talk if you are a little shy, you can always go through the chat option and we can talk that way. Um, and it'd be great if you turn your cameras on. So. Um, Today, what we're going to talk about is in the last few days, we've been talking about our CRMs and why those are important. Now we're going to start getting into once we have our CRM set up about trying to get people in them and leveraging different tools that we have to leverage those our different people in the database. So we're going to go over market updates and why those are important and how to use those. And I'm going to share my screen today and kind of go over that. We're going to be going over through KV Core and how you can set those up and then different ways to utilize those. So Lisa, can I share my screen now? All right. So everybody see KV Core platform. So when we log into our KV Core platform, we go to our dashboard. And what we're wanting to do is we're wanting to build a market update. We can do it for either a specific neighborhood, we can do it for a zip code, a city, and you can actually set this up to be sent to specific people in your database. I think it's really good to send anybody that you sold a house. So if you sold a house and I always use Blackman Farms, but if you sold a house in Blackman Farms, those people want to know what homes are being listed, what homes are being sold. They love to know the prices of a listing. There's websites out there called Nosy Neighbors because people are always nosy about and want to know what's going on in their neighborhood. Well, we want to stay in front of that as agents, and we want to be the neighborhood expert to those people you just sold a home to. So, market update is where to go for that. So in KV Core, now you could do this in RealTrax. If you had another CRM systems, a lot of them have this. KV Core just makes it really easy. From your Smart CM, and of course, I'll just put my name in here and set it up for me. It's really easy to add a contact to for a market update. So hopefully the internet will act fast today. Well, all right, so I'm gonna put my name in and go to my test. And every one of you should have your name in there as a test lead so that you can practice on yourself before sending stuff out or setting up things. I put Rick Murr, and I think I got it as hashtag test so that I can and practice these things. So there I am. I got it in as G test for some reason. So if I pull that up over on your right hand side, you'll see everything. I've got a property alert set up. It shows me actually what that alert is set up for. It shows me if I have any active campaigns. But here's my market reports. I've set it up for Blackman Farms. I set it up for the 37129 area code or zip code. So what you're doing again is if you're in a specific neighborhood, there may not be a whole lot of activity in that neighborhood, but when that activity happens, they're getting an email however you set it up, but every 28 days, let's say. So I got these set up on 28 days, as you can see here. So to do that though, you just hit add, and then you put a location. So if we just want to do 37130 zip code. And then down below it is where you can set how many days. I think 7 days is probably too quick, especially in this market. So 28 days, and you can hit add. So you can add as many market reports as you want to a lead, and now that lead's going to get a market report every 28 days for their neighborhood. And this is what it looks like. Did it switch over? Everybody see that? Okay. So I did Murfreesboro, and this is the market report they would get every 28 days. So 1,594 active homes in Murfreesboro, and it shows all the statistics, shows the average home price, the average sold price. This is also a great thing to send to somebody who is just talking about selling their home. Reason being, let's say they're 3 or 4 or 5 months away from selling their home. They're seeing what the market activity is now. So when it comes to the conversation of pricing their home, they're not back 2 years ago when the home prices were 30% higher. They're seeing exactly what that activity is. It makes that conversation a lot easier. It helps you price that home right. It also makes you look like the expert because you're sending them information about their neighborhood, about their zip code every month. Uh, and then the other great thing about it is if they click on these homes, it actually goes to that home, and of course, it always keeps you front and center. You actually get notification that they open this email and that they are looking at homes. So this is something set up in your database. If you've got past clients that you've sold, I don't care if it's a year ago, if you don't have something like this set up, this is another touch point that that you can send them once a month, um, along with your other emails. So this is the market report's a great tool. It's also a great tool again for your seller leads that have not sold yet or listing leads. And in a minute, I'm going to show you it's a great tool also to get leads of people that you have not talked yet. Well, I'll show you how to do that in social media here in a second. So any questions about that through KB Core? You can actually do this in RealTrax too. It's not a, I don't like it as much as this one. This one keeps you front and center. And like I say, like if I clicked on that house, it would take you to that. Well, it's trying to get my lead information. It would take you to that house and uh, would actually notify you after that you have been that a lead has opened an email. Uh, let's see. So here's what the market report looked like for Blackman Farm. I did that earlier today. Shows the homes that were recently listed. Shows the most expensive one, and it doesn't look like anything sold in the last 28 days. Uh, so just one home, 26 days on the market so far, which is up in that neighborhood. So now the other neat thing you can do with this is a social media post or a squeeze page, however you want to call it. And what you do, let me get out of the CRM. So I just got a message there that I opened an email. So go to lead engine, go to build a squeeze page. And from here, you see market report. Click on that market report. You can put Murfreesboro in or whatever town you're wanting to do. You could do one post for Murfreesboro, one for Smyrna, one for Nashville, one for every, whatever town you want to do. And then however you're going to do this, this is going to be Google PPC or Facebook, social media, Instagram, however, you'll want to label it so you know where the lead source is coming in. And then however you want to hashtag it. So it may be hashtag market report. And let me get rid of the hashtag. You actually don't put it. You put market report. All right. And then you just generate a link. From there, you just copy your short link and then go to Facebook and you paste it in here. So this is one I did earlier today. And there you can put it on Facebook. And then when they click on that, now it won't do it on mine because I'm already a lead. But when they click on that, it'll bring them to that report. But then it asks, there you go, it did it, still did it. It'll ask them to sign up. So you can go in the back office if you don't want them to sign up right away. Maybe you just want them to look at it and look at a few houses or something like that. But it will ask them to sign it up before it gives them that report. So again, that's from Facebook. You can actually boost that post if you want to spend a little money on advertising. You can boost that post out. And again, that's just for Murfreesboro. And I just from post, I just copy that link in there, and this is what pops up, that picture, and then this free market report. So especially right now, the holidays. We find the holidays when we did our analytics in the past, we noticed that the holidays was some of the the busiest times when people look at homes and when people are on the internet. So this is a great time to be in front of people. This you can do a Murfreesboro one week, a Smyrna the next week, Franklin the next week. You could do one a week and always be generating these things. And once people click on this and sign up, that link's not is dynamic, so it's always changing, and they're always getting new homes that may come available. So, any questions on that? Okay. Um, so I've used this. Actually, I've used it quite a bit. I got a lot of people set up on it. Um, it's a good reason if they are opening them to give them a call and talk to them, and just gives you a way to reach out. So, like next week, I think we're going to be talking about building community within our database, and part of that is phone calls. And so, a lot of people are nervous about making phone calls and getting on the phone, but once you have a reason to call, this is a tool that gives you that reason. So, if you see people opening it, and that's the power of KV Core, I can see. I go to KV Core and go to my dashboard. I can see when people open up emails and things like that. So you can go to and you can go to that lead specifically and look at the history of what they've done when they've opened those emails that you send them and communication with them. And of course, you can communicate through text through there, or you can send a video. But I think a phone call follow up is powerful. By the way, did anybody make any phone calls last week from the emails we sent out? We gave you the material. Did anybody call after they sent the email out? Not all at once. All right. Well, I encourage y'all to do that. Again, we're giving you these plays each week. This is another play for the week. I want you guys to go to your database, find past buyers, and set them up on their market reports. And again, it gives you a good reason to call them after it's been sent out. Just let them know, hey, thought you'd be interested in what's happening in your neighborhood. So you'll notice in your email, there's market reports sent to you every 28 days. Feel free to give me a call if you have any questions, and just open up a conversation with them. And then always, again, ask for that referral at the end of it. Oh, by the way, I'm not too busy for any referrals you may have. They're much appreciated. Um, you'll be shocked how doing all these things. What in the 100 days class it talks about the stacking effect. When we do these things on a regular basis, these things just keep happening, and your business keeps growing, and you get more and more referrals. So this is another way to fill your database up. You may get, especially on Facebook, when you put it out there, those are going to be cold leads, what we call it. And if they sign up, they're going to be in that D category in the beginning. But once you finally get a hold of them, once you're finally talking to them, once they raise their hand, you're going to move them on up from C to B, and then hopefully A, where you've actually done a transaction with it. And then, of course, obviously, this is another way to stay front and center even after the sale. We talk about post marketing a lot here at United, and this is just another touch system that's set it and forget it, and working for you even years after the fact. So this week, I encourage all of you to go and at least set up 10 market reports for your past clients. If you don't have past clients, and you got people in your database that actually own a home now, so I know we got some new agents on here. Look at your database. If they actually own homes, go ahead and set them up on a market report, and then reach out to them and talk to them and let them know that you've done that. If anything else, go ahead and put this on your Facebook, like I showed you. If you need help personally, you know how to do it, call me. I'd be glad to sit down with you and help you set that up one time. And once you've done it, you'd have it down. But I like the idea of setting up, depending on where your market's at. If you're doing Franklin, you want to work around the College Grove and that area. Do one for Franklin, then do one for College Grove, maybe do one for Columbia, and do them once a week. Maybe Friday's your day to do that. Pick 4 areas that you want to work and get those set up and run those every week. and just keep them out there front and center. And for a while, the more stuff you put out there showing you're the expert for that area, I mean, because people look at it like, wow, he spent a lot of time looking at how many houses sold. That's what they're looking at. You know your market, you know your product you're selling, and that's very important. So, any questions at all? All right. Well, I hope y'all will do that this week. I hope you'll again go back, look at the other plays of the week that we gave you. You don't have to just do this one. You can go back and do the others. Consistency in doing these things are going to bring and build your database. They're going to turn into more transactions for you. So, any wins this last week? Anybody get any transactions done? Steve, I think you did, didn't you?
I did. I've got one we're going to close November the 20th with.
Great. Awesome. And Oscar has got one, I know, getting pre-approved now. Is that right?
Yeah, she's going through a pre-approval process right now. I have one going through in-house and then one going through an outside mortgage broker.
Awesome. So, guys, here's an example. Oscar's brand new, but he's going out there. He's not afraid to talk to people. And that's what this is. It's a relationship. Oscar's building relationships. I mean, we haven't even done the first real training yet with you. You've been, what, 2 weeks, 3 weeks?
Yeah, actually doing stuff, for about 2.5 weeks.
Yep. And he's out there talking to people. He's out there communicating. He's out there building relationships. And that's what this takes. And you'll be shocked how I mean, as long as you're not salesy, obviously not everybody you talk to is gonna be receptive to buying a house or want to buy a house, and a lot of them are not going to be, or a lot of them want to buy houses, but they can't buy houses yet. But let's get them on that path, whether it's credit repair, or whatever it is. Let's be that person that helps them. Okay. Here in a few weeks, I've got to talk to them, but even those people that aren't quite ready, they're going to buy in a year or so. I think we're back to, and I need to talk to home partners yet, but in ones that don't know about home partners, it's basically a rent to own. We've had, I think, Steve, you've done it, home partners, haven't you?
Yes, sir, I have. And it was a very easy process.
Yeah. And you get a full commission, and basically they're just renting the house. It's like they're going through the home buying process, but they're renting a house. And we'll do a class on that. I just want to talk to home partners first to make sure that they're still out there doing this. And I know their website's up and it's showing active listings for the rent to own program. But I need to talk to them first. And we'll have them come back in the office like we had before to help with training on that again. So there's all kinds of tools you can have that you can pull out to make deals. Yes, Angela.
All right. So I have, I'm showing a buyer yesterday we spent the day in McMinnville and Rock Island and your neck of the woods, Steve. And then we've been to Clarksville. So we're looking for under 250, at least a 3.2, no HOA. If anybody has anything coming soon, that's our scope. We're going out that far. She doesn't want to be like in Nashville. Once we find her a house, I have a 2-bed, 1.5 bath townhouse or condo in Antioch that I'll be listing. We're going to be listing it right around 235. It's owner occupied only. You cannot rent in that community. HOA is $130 a month. And then I have got another listing that's going to be coming on the market in Laverne. It's a 4, 2.5, 2-car garage, corner lot, going to be listed. Not sure yet on price. We're still working on that. It'll be more than likely between 360 and 380. 2,366 square feet. So if anybody has any buyers, if anybody has an investor that may be looking for Laverne, also no HOA in that neighborhood, let me know, because this could potentially be good for an investor coming in. If not, we're going to do the stuff that needs to be done and list it at normal market value. So if you
And-
have anybody,
Angela, let me ask you, these clients, are they all past clients, all this real estate?
so yes, the one that I'm showing now and that's going to be selling the condo, I sold her the condo 2 years ago and she reached back out because they want a single family home now. And then the other one is a past client that I've sold. I've done 2 deals with her. It's her mother that she referred. So when I did a client event back in, I think that was August, I did an event at the bowling alley and they came and the mom started talking to me about listing her house. And then she reached out the other day and asked me to come over. And so referral or past client, yes.
Yeah. So this is the importance again of that CRM. Angela does a very good job with this stuff, and she does a lot of the client appreciation. We're going to be talking about that next week, so I don't want to get too much into it. But you see, everybody's, most real estate agents are out there complaining right now, but it's because they have not worked in their database and talked and kept those relationships going with past clients. That's going to be your biggest business builder. Yes, there's leads and all that stuff, and we do help you with that. And I am pro leads to some extent, but I really, really love referrals, as most agents do, because they're ready to transact with you. Where leads are a long period of time of nurturing to get them to that point. So great, that's good to hear. And
So I know you said we're going to talk about community next week, but if anybody I do a pie day and I hand out pies to past clients the day before Thanksgiving typically. So if anybody has even remotely thought about that, this is the time that you want to start getting together your invite to email out. And I typically email it out. So the day before Thanksgiving is whenever I actually give them the pies. And I have them come to the office typically to pick them up, and I'll have drinks and like snacks. And I give them a time frame. It's usually like a 2 or 3 hour window that they can come pick up. And I just buy, it's either an apple or a pumpkin pie. And I've been doing that for several years as a kind of a low cost way to reach out to people. I may move it to my house this year just because I have a buttload of kids. But I'm still going to do it. So, but you need to send your invite at least, I would recommend 2 weeks before the event to find out if they want apple or pumpkin pie so that you'll have a count to order pies.
So client appreciation events, a few a year is all you need. They don't have to be expensive. I don't know what Angela spends, but they're whether you spend $5, $6, $7 a pie.
So I've kind of changed things a little over the years, but typically I've been going to Sam's now, and I think they're like $8 a pie, but they're huge. Publix has really good pies too, and theirs are like $4 or $4.50 a piece. They're just smaller. And then I make labels that I print off at the office and I put on top of the pies that say like, Happy Thanksgiving from Angela and family or whatever. So it's pretty cheap. I mean, I might spend, I don't think I spend more than $150 for everybody that RSVPs. And then I usually, any that people don't pick up or I have left over, I will take to like the firehouse, or you can take it to the police department or wherever and donate it to them because, they're on shift work. So they love to eat too.
So just the ROI on these is huge. So from her bowling event, you got one deal. Is that right?
Yes, I've got one deal from the bowling event was the most expensive I think that I've probably done. It was about probably $1,200, but I got this deal is coming essentially from that.
So these things work. They're referrals. They keep you. She's front and center. They wouldn't even think of sell the house. They go right to Angela. They don't think of anybody else. And if somebody's talking real estate, you need to call my person Angela. And then again, that's why we harp on this database and connections and talking to people. So appreciate that, Angela, sharing with us. So again, all right, we're up against our 9:30 time. We just try to keep these about 20, 30 minutes long. So go out there, find people to put in your database, go out there, put them on a market update, and also go ahead and do a market update on Facebook post. And if you need help with any of those things, call us. I'd be glad to show you, and you can come in the office and we'll do it together. Once you do it once, you'll have it down. But it is a powerful method. It's a way you stay in front and people know you're in the business of real estate. Again, call me if you need anything. Call Cran if you need anything. And I hope you all have a good, productive week.
All right, we'll see you guys.
See you guys.
Have a good one.
You.
See you. Have a good one.
Have a great week.